Welcome back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine, becoming a dungeon prop artist, and this is where we left it off. Now, the wood is all that's left on this table, so let's see if we can get away with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, edge select, so I'm going to grab each of these, and I'm going to try and press U, Smart UV Project, click OK, and now what I want to do is I can see they're all going the wrong way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab them all with A, come over to my UV map, which is over here, press R, 90, spin them around, and there you go. Now they're all facing the correct way. Now, I'm just looking to make sure I'm actually happy with them. The problems you might have are the edges. Very important when you do anything like this that you're looking at where the wood grain is going. For instance, you can see all of my edges are going the correct way. Now, if yours are going the wrong way, what you can do is you can press Tab, you can grab one of them, or all of them, and you can see they're all here. And then you can spin them round. So R90, spin them round, and there you go. You can see now they're going the opposite way. Now, I don't want them going that way because they don't look right going that way, but that is what we're going to do just in case we need to turn it around. Now, the other thing I'm looking at on these tables is I'm making sure that I'm happy with the scale of the UV. So if I zoom in here, we can see that this is the scale of them. If I press Tab and I go back in and just grab all of these again, and then what I can do is now, because this is a seamless texture, I can actually bring them in. So if I bring them in now, you'll see that they look like that instead. In fact, they look actually better like that than being right out here. We can also bring them all the way out to make them really, really small like that. Although you will sometimes get some repeating along the pattern, depending on, if I bring it all the way out, look, how far you bring it out, as you can see. Now, I don't want it like that. I want it right in the center as we add it. That to me looks much, much better. All right, so now what I tend to do when I've done that bit of wood, I'll press the H button and I'll come to the next part. So I'll grab both of these. I'll press U, Smart UV Project, click OK, and there we go. A, R, 90, spin them round, press the S button just to scale them in, press G just to move them, and then place them in the middle. I like them in the middle. Because it's seamless text, you can get away without putting them in the middle. I just like seeing them in there. And now we can have a look and see what that looks like. All right, so that's looking good so far. Now what I want to do is I want to hide those out of the way and just work my way around. Now, there is sometimes a point when you will have to actually mark some seams. So I will show you that as well. We'll do it on both of these ones so you actually know both ways of doing it. So I'm going to come in with face select. I'm going to grab this one and grab this face. I'm going to grab this face and this face. And then I'm going to press Control E, come down, mark seams. Now what I want to do is I want to mark a seam where I want this to end. So for instance, it doesn't want to be an infinite loop. If you try unwrapping this now, as you'll see, so I'll come in, L, U, unwrap, not Smart UV unwrap, because this is the control one. This is me controlling how the unwrap works. If I click that now, you will see we end up with these problems here. And the reason we end up with these problems here is because Blender doesn't know where this actually ends. In other words, it's just going around and around and around because there is no seam. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to grab it here. I'm going to come around to the other one and grab it here, like so. I'm going to right click and mark a seam. I'm going to also then come in to my other one and do the same thing. Now, the reason I'm marking a seam all the way around the back of here is that people, whoever's looking at this, cannot see under there, and that's why I'm hiding that seam there. So right click, mark seam, and now let's grab both of these. So L, and now press U and unwrap, and you should end up, if I spin these round now, so A, R, 90, make them a little bit smaller with some perfect seams and wood, as you can see. So that is there in case you ever have problems with your actual seams that won't wrap properly. That is what we'll be doing. Now, the other thing is you can see here that this one is going the wrong way. This one's going the right way. This one's going the wrong way. And this one's also going the wrong way. So I'm just going to spin those round, R90, spin them round, and now I'm much happier with how they're actually going. You can see mine are all going sideways on this wood, and I like that. All right, so now if I come in, I can actually come in now. I need to grab them with edge select because remember we marked some seams. So I'm going to press L, hide them out of the way. Now I'm going to come to this part here. So L and L. I'm going to press U, come down to Smart UV Project, click OK. And now spin them round. So AR90, spin them round, press the S button to bring them in. There we go. Now, finally, let's come in to Well, let's, go back, hide these out of the way. So H to hide, L, 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 like so. And then I'm going to press U, Smart UV Project, click OK. And this is where we might end up with a few problems. So you can see here that because it's kind of a weird shape and that, let's actually overlook. Did I press Smart UV Project? Yes, I did. It's not actually unwrapped correctly. So let's leave those for now. We'll come back to those in just 1 minute. Let's do the bottoms first because I'm sure they will work okay. So I'm going to grab them with L and L, U, Smart UV Project, click OK, A, spin it around, R90, S, bring it in, check whether the fronts of them are going the right way. So those two are, those are as well. And they're absolutely fine. So the only ones that we've got issues with is these here. All right, so let's come and sort these out. So how we're going to sort them out is we'll grab this, we'll grab this, we'll grab this, and we'll grab this one. We're also going to come underneath as well. So I'm just going to try and come underneath now, there, like so. And I'll try and grab this one, like so. Now I'm going to do the same thing on these ones. So again, this is because Blender doesn't actually know how to unwrap these, so we've got to go in and do this manually. And this is why it's always a good idea if you learn how to do both. So I've grabbed these now. I'm going to press Ctrl E, mark seams. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this again. So I'm going to press A. Whoops, not all those. I'm not going to press A. I'm going to go in and grab them separately. And then I'm going to press U, Smart UV Project, and click OK. Now we gave Blender a helping hand there, but it's still not enough. So we still need to do more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come Alt-Shift-Click on these edges here. So Alt-Shift-Click and then go around. And I'm just going to add in a few more seams just to make it a little bit easier for Blender to kind of unwrap these. By the end of it, we might actually have to just, manually unwrap them. And that might actually work out better. So right-click, mark seam. Now let's grab them all again. So L, 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 and L, U, Smart UV Project, click OK, and now let's check those out. Are they going the right way or wrong way? You can see that we still have some problems here, that these seem to be split and unwrapped differently to each other, so that's not what we want. So let's try U and unwrap. And now you can see, if I grab them all, R90, spin them round, now they're unwrapped absolutely perfectly. So you can see how we actually managed to fix those by adding in our seams, and that is basically what I'm talking about when we're trying to, get the actual materials on these correctly. Now the thing is, I need to make these much smaller, as you can see, like so, because they are very tiny. And then what I need to do now is change these. Can you see these edges on here? They are clearly going the wrong way. So I'm going to change those around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, grab each of these edges where they're going the wrong way, and I'm going to be spinning them round. So, like so, and then R90, spin them round, and now you can see they look a ton there. So now just go around, just make sure that your grain's going the correct way, as you can see, all mine has. And now finally, we've finished our actual table. So all that work, I know, to actually finish a table, but the thing is now you've learned all that, we can actually start speeding up the process and bringing in new workflows and things like that. But you had to go through kind of this to actually learn to get to this point. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to actually go back to our shading panel. And the reason I want to go back to our shading panel is because I just want to make sure that my wood looks the way I want it to. In other words, am I happy with how dark this wood is? Am I happy with how it looks? Now, if you want your wood to be a little bit darker, for instance, just going to move these over here. The easiest way you can do it is with an RGB curves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift A, and it's like Photoshop. So RGB, you'll have one that's called RGB curves. Just drop that in there. And then what you can do is you can come in and turn it darker or lighter, for instance, however you want it. So I think for me, that kind of darkness is what I'm really looking for. That now is looking pretty, medieval dungeon type, and I'm happy with how that looks. All right, so that's looking really, really nice. And now what we'll do then on the next one is we can make a start on our stools, on our benches, and on our chair, and we can now work through rapid succession. Now, the thing is as well, before you go, all you want to do is you want to make sure that you hide in all of your materials. So hide those out of the way. And the ground plane as well, you might as well hide it. And again, make sure we come to File and Save. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.